All
My
right.
days are over.
All right. So we'll jump into Fantastic
Yes.
Four. And yeah, all right. We saw Fantastic Four over the wait, yeah, you and I went and saw this.
Yes,
Uh,
we saw it together finally. Yes.
yes, opening weekend? No, weekend afterwards. Maybe it was
I
opening
think the
weekend.
weekend. No, it was opening weekend.
Yeah,
It was like
right,
the
right.
Sunday after. Yeah.
That's right. Yes. So yeah. So I'll throw it to you and I see what let you give me your thoughts. What do you think of it? I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah.
go ahead and what'd
I
you think?
I'll tell you, I really like this movie a lot. Like I think I was very encouraged. Like I was a little worried about it. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I had high hopes for it. But my feeling was that you know, given what we've gotten from Marvel recently, I was a little worried about this movie because I really wanted it to succeed and do well and be a good movie. Um, and I think they did take their time with it. I feel like they put together a really good movie. I loved it. I
Yeah.
really liked this movie a lot. Um, and some parts were a little slow, but I feel like it kind of got back into the Marvel groove. I thought Galactus was fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a great villain, probably one of the best villains we've had in a really long time. Um, the Fantastic Four actors I thought were great. All of them, Pedro Pascal, like, everybody makes fun of Pedro Pascal and he's in everything and he's this
Right.
guy,
Right.
but you know what? The dude nails everything he's in,
Right. Right.
I mean, say what you will, like, he was great you know, as Mr.
Uh,
Fantastic.
yeah. Right.
And,
Yeah.
and, and, I thought he nailed it. So like, sure, make fun of him. He's in everything. He's everywhere, but he's great in everything he does. So I'm on board with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. 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 No, I mean, right. I mean, he's, he's his own worst enemy at this point, like you said,
Yeah.
because he's in everything. So he's, but I mean, he did a good job. I enjoyed him. I mean, I mean, he acted, he played like, Mr. Fantastic's not silly or he's very like kind of,
Yeah.
very intelligent. And I thought he really captured the character well. I really liked it. I really liked how he played, portrayed him.
The thing that I really liked about this film, right? Because you know how, like, we were like, oh, how are they going to do the stretchy powers? Like, what was it?
Yeah.
Well, how are they going to do it? And in the end, what we like, that's not his superpower,
Right.
right? His superpower is his mind,
Yeah.
and
Right.
I think that really came across in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the stretchy thing was sort of secondary,
Very,
and it
yes.
was he didn't use it very much. You didn't see it very often. I thought when they used it, it was it was pretty good. Like,
Yeah. I thought it looked good.
it didn't look silly, like got used.
Yes. I agree with that. Yes. Yes.
Um, so I thought they nailed Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, like you said, his superpower is his brain, and the secondary is the stretchiness and all that stuff. And I mean, and I know when he was stretching in the movie, they never played it for laughs either. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
usually there's always a shot of like, let me see if
right,
like there
right,
or something. I never did anything like that. They didn't have him in his workshop stretching for no reason.
right.
That I remember. I mean, did they? I can't
I
remember.
think they did. Like, I think he
Maybe.
reached across like a
Yeah,
mug
maybe
or
they
something at
did,
one point,
but
but
it
like,
wasn't. I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah, it didn't come across as like goofy. It was just like, oh,
right.
okay, he can stretch, or I don't know. I just liked how they handled the powers. I thought that was very well done. And I mean, when he was, that one sequence when he was like going for up, I think they showed it in the trailers, but he's like going up the rubble and
Yeah,
he's falling down. I'm like, that was really cool. I liked it.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
thought he
mean,
looked good.
all of their power. Like, I thought, like, how they handled all their power. Obviously, the thing is,
Yeah, right.
he is the thing, and I thought he looked really good.
I did too. Yeah, yeah.
But, like, Johnny Storm, I thought they did, like, his how they handled his stuff. I thought was really good, and Sue Storm, I thought she was great.
Yeah, I really liked
Um,
how her powers and I mean, she's invisible. I've read some comics and I know she can do force shields and stuff like that, but I really, really liked how in the movie, like I really liked how she used her powers.
yeah,
She could turn herself invisible, she could turn like the ship invisible and all that was cool. But then like she was able to like force fields and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
right, right, right.
And I mean, that whole spoiler alert, but that whole sequence where she was pushing Galactus, like that was awesome. I thought,
Yeah,
like when
yeah,
I was like, man, this is crazy.
yeah. I mean, they just I just really liked. I love this whole movie. I thought they did a really nice job. There wasn't really. I mean, I can't even like if I'm gonna nitpick, I'd say maybe it was a little slow to get started. But beyond that, like I thought it was great. Like that, how
Yeah,
they and the conflict that they had with giving up like the ultimatum that Galactus gives them and
right. Yeah.
everything. You
Basically, it's
know,
like, I want your son and I'll spare your
yeah,
world. And they're like, well,
yeah,
no,
not
we,
great.
we
Yeah,
can't do that. Right. Yeah.
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 I thought that was really good. I mean, it really they really nailed it. I thought it did feel like we're kind of getting back to
I
a
hope
Marvel
so.
form.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope that's where because I really think they nailed it.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. I really think they did nail it. It's funny because when you said you thought it started a little slow, or I really liked how they did the beginning and with like they didn't tell the origin in
Yeah,
real time. They did like a news story, and got you up to speed very fast, and it was like that's all you needed. Oh, they got their powers, they went to space, boom, or whatever. Um, and they did the whole. I mean, the first like what maybe what half hour, 45 minutes of the movie maybe
yeah,
is sort of filling in the backstory and showing them going forward. But
right, right.
it's funny, just as I was, I think, being like, okay, I think I've had enough of this. I just started like, okay, let's move this on. They walked outside and the Silver Surfer was coming
Right,
down.
right, right,
And
right.
I was just like, it was like, I was like, oh, I did a gasp because I was like, oh, I was ready for something to happen and something happened. It was
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. And we didn't talk about this, but the Silver Surfer was also, I really liked
yeah.
her. And I mean, in the comics, it's a guy, and I forget the Silver Surfer has a name. Sean or her name is I can't remember,
Let's see if I
but
can find it here.
yeah, Shauna Ball, maybe something like that.
Shala Ball.
Shala Ball. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the comics, he or she is the Silver Surfer's girlfriend, I
Okay.
think. And so for this universe, I know some people were upset that it wasn't the traditional Silver Surfer, but you're like, guys, it's a parallel universe. It could be anything, it can be
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So it ended up being her. But I really liked Julia Gardner.
Julia Garner. Yeah.
Yes, I really liked her as a Silver Surfer. I thought she did a really good job, but she looked cool. I thought she was really good that way. Um, but yeah, I really really enjoyed her, and I like that she had like you kind of got to know her a little bit too. Like, she's like basically like I'm the herald of Galactus, but like I don't want to do this, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, like and I know there was all this backlash before that she wasn't like, wasn't a man or whatever.
right,
But like I thought what they did with that character was great. Like
yeah,
they really made the Silver Surfer really interesting and like she played like I didn't really expect her to be a big part of the movie.
right.
Like I was sort of like I mean I don't know why, but it just in my mind I was like, oh, she's shows up. It's like, hey, Galactus is coming, and then I figured that was like it for her.
I kind of thought the
And
same thing.
and she ends up playing a much bigger part than I expected, and and was really interesting, right? Like
Yeah,
there's some depth to the character. Like I sort of like that. I mean, I don't know if you'd call it a relationship between the Human Torch and the Silver Surfer, but like
but
I
that played
liked that.
Yeah, that played out really well. That was,
Yeah,
and I mean, if that alone is why they decided to make her, a
it
woman,
may be
it made
right,
then it made perfect sense though
right,
because it's like he at first he's like, well, who is she? She's beautiful, and like he's
right,
kind of like, hey, I mean, and they didn't play him like a gigolo, right? Like that
right.
was another
No,
thing that was nice about I in the old Fantastic Four movies that Chris Evans. I liked his version of the Human Torch back then, but it's become it's kind of dated now.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah,
that total jackass playboy type of
right, right.
yeah. so I was this version of Johnny Storm was very it was refreshing because he was still kind of like a ladies' man to an extent, but he also was smart and
Right,
intelligent. And,
right,
like he figured out her language, and you're like, oh, he's smart. I never thought of that of him. I
right,
never thought
right.
of Johnny Storm as being intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was more like the arrogant character, and
Yes.
he did have a little bit of that. He had that side to him, but he
Oh
was
yeah, yeah.
also really intelligent and like, yeah, like I mean, that was one of the things about all of these characters is like all of them are really smart. Like they're not
Yes.
just you know, it's not just Mr. Fantastic that's the
Right.
brilliant one. He's the
Yeah.
probably the most brilliant of the four, but
Right.
they
Right.
all are they
They
were
were
all
all
astronauts, they were all
yeah.
scientists, right?
Yeah, they were all intelligent. Right,
Right,
right. I mean, even like the whole sequence with the black hole and the things like, oh, we're gonna circle the black hole and slingshot, and like he came up with it wasn't somebody that didn't have to tell him to do that. He came up with that. He's like, oh,
right.
we can do this and this, and like it was nice seeing everybody was smart.
Yeah,
They truly were fantastic. They're yeah, they're scientists. They're smart
right,
people.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yes, but yeah, I really liked the dynamic between the Human Torch and the Silver Surfer. I thought that really
yes,
played well. I liked her little backstory that you find out how she ends up as the Silver Surfer.
yeah,
Like that, I thought that was really cool. Like I really, for all the backlash, all the complaining everybody did about her, before the movie,
right,
I thought she fit perfectly. Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it really worked,
Right. Yes. Yeah. Because I
and
mean, some other things in the past have felt shoehorned,
right.
where like certain things, like we were talking a little bit about Ironheart. Like when we were watching Black Panther 2, Ironheart felt shoehorned.
Yes,
Like you're like, why is she here? Like you're like, oh, I know
right.
she, and you're like, well, I know she's getting a TV show, so that's why
That's
she's
why she's
here.
here. Right.
Yeah. Whereas like this version of Silver Surfer, she was just part of the movie. Like it just made sense. And, I I'd be curious if people's tunes have changed. Obviously, some people will never change, but you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
once they got to see it in action, just be like, oh no, she made perfect sense. This was
Yeah.
great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It was really, really good. Really well done. And I mean, Galactus was
He was cool.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely I really feel like he's the best villain we've gotten, at least recent, probably since Thanos.
Yeah, right.
Um, like he was, menacing and scary, and like I thought, like how they did him, like how he looked in New York was amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool
Um,
because that really could have come across as like
right.
cheesy or silly. This
It really
big.
could have looked bad, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't at all. It looked great.
No, right, 100%. It was just, it was, you're like, there's a giant dude walking down Manhattan, walking
Yeah.
down the street. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It was just, yeah, how well that was done.
Yeah, and and just everything that about like I liked that, like, the whole like Reed Richards, they were all like torn about what to do, and um when they get back from meeting Galactus that first time, and they were like, the reporters are like, are we safe or whatever it is, and he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
Like
Right.
that was, yeah, like it was just really just everything about this movie. I just really think they nailed it. They really nailed the characters. Just excellent, really well done. I mean, definitely the best. I feel like the best Marvel movie you've gotten in a while. You know?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like, there's like little nitpick things here or there, but it's nothing like, I left excited. I left, like I was happy. And, like some of the movies you just leave in the past phase or whatever, like you just leave and you're exhausted. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, like I don't know,
Yeah,
like I just haven't nearly enjoyed them nearly as much, or you leave and you're like, why did they do that? Or like I start, but whereas this, I just left, I just didn't had enjoyed it, so it was just
yeah,
it was. I hope. I mean, we've been saying this forever now, but yeah, hopefully they're getting back to their roots and back to back to streamlining things. And you've seen some stuff come out now where even Feige's like basically like, yeah, they wanted us to create too much content. Like,
yeah,
the mandate from Disney was create more content. We want shows for streaming, we want more movies and all that stuff. And I understand what they were going for, but they just couldn't maintain the quality there.
yeah.
And you saw it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
it became obvious very quickly. It's like, oh, okay. So I hope, hopefully now that I know that, hopefully they're scaling back and they can just really focus and get these
Yeah.
movies,
Did you notice who the director was?
you know what? I didn't. Who was the director on
The
this?
director is Matt Shackman,
Okay.
and Matt Shackman is the guy who was the director for WandaVision.
Oh, I did know that. Now
Yeah,
that you say that,
yeah,
okay.
so I thought that was really because I really liked WandaVision. I thought how they did a great job with the characters in WandaVision.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think that guy is really good with this kind of stuff. So
yeah.
um, yeah, I thought he did a really nice job. So I'm interested to see where else we see Matt
Yeah,
Shackman
see
show
where
up.
he might turn up at, if he'll go right into like a Fantastic Four 2 or if he'll,
Yeah,
do some other Marvel movie or something like that. That's very interesting because because WandaVision was very good and it was very it was another one that was very like well thought out and like, you know what I
yes.
mean? You know,
It was what
um
they did to Wanda after WandaVision that
right.
kind of messed up the character
Yeah.
because she was great in WandaVision and
And
then and then and
by
then
the
when
end, yeah. I can't remember, but was WandaVision I I guess Multiverse of Madness. Yeah,
yeah, that's so remember WandaVision ends with her like messing with the dark hold and trying to talk to the kids.
right.
And that's kind of where it picks up in the multiverse of madness, and she's like the bad guy. She
Bad
ends
guy
up
at
being
that
the bad
point.
guy, and yeah,
Yeah. But it didn't make after having watched all of
right.
WandaVision,
It didn't make
it
yeah,
didn't make sense. Like that
right.
leap to villain didn't really you're like, wait, what happened? I thought she was better. I
Yeah,
thought she
right,
had more
right,
grit.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, WandaVision was great for her character, like made her this amazing character, and then Multiverse of Madness like
Yeah,
totally
right.
screwed up everything that WandaVision created.
Yeah, right. I mean, and you want to cut them a little bit of slack because they were still trying to figure things out then, because
Yeah,
that was like that was their what second TV show.
yeah,
Yeah, but still, like okay,
yeah.
yeah,
But
um,
like I'm trying, so we should probably talk. All right, so two things now. I think you know this stuff better than I do. The kid,
oh
uh,
Franklin.
Franklin. So
Okay,
fill me in on what you know about Franklin.
so I have to say I don't know much.
Okay, okay,
What I do know is that he in the comics, I believe he has the power cosmic, which is sort of like an anything power almost like
okay.
so like again spoilers, but at the end of this movie he brings Sue Storm back to life because he has
Right.
and his eyes go cosmic-y, right? And when he does that, right,
Yeah.
did his do that or did hers do that? His did that, right?
I don't remember.
I don't either now.
Something happened.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, but he brings her back, so he's special and that he's got this power. And so he has been like, so Galactus, one of them, and then the end credit scene is Doctor Doom being like, talking
Yeah.
to Franklin. So he's a very powerful child, and uh, you know, I don't know, I don't really know what's ever been done with him in the comics other than he's powerful.
Okay.
So I'm not a huge help there,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
I think yeah, when I was all going, I was like, I don't really know anything about their kid.
right.
Uh, um, so I was like, oh, I gotta ask Grant about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I know he's got some the cosmic powers, but other than that, I think I do remember reading some stories with him, but he was just like at that time he was just like a smart kid. Like I don't remember him doing anything crazy, but then again, it could be my memory too. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
So I'll be
Don't they
curious.
have they have more than one child though, right?
In the comics, I think
In the
they have two.
comics?
Yeah, they have Franklin, and then they have a girl, and her name is Valerie, maybe I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's another as far as I remember there's two kids. But yeah. I'll be curious. I'd be curious to see what they, because obviously Franklin's going to play a big role because Doctor Doom is interested in him,
Yeah,
and yeah, so that's we didn't really. I talked about it, but we didn't. The end credit scene, spoilers again, but
yeah,
so is Sue Storm's reading a book to Franklin, and there's like a small time jump because he's not a baby anymore. He's like 4, maybe I think something
right.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She's reading to him.
Yeah, and she goes to get another book and comes back, and Doctor Doom's there. And what does he say now? He says something like, "Oh, what does he say to him?
Does he say anything?
Oh, maybe he doesn't. I
I
thought
just
he
I like the only thing I remember is he takes the mask off, like the mask is off, and you just
right.
see him from behind.
Yeah, they don't show his. They don't show Robert
They'll show
Downey
us,
Jr. They don't show
right.
his face. Face. So you see him holding his mask. Oh, I thought he said something to the effect of like, "Oh, you're a very important boy," or I thought he said something like that, but maybe I'm wrong.
You maybe no, you may be right, and I'm just not remembering.
Yeah, you're right. That's the
Yeah,
bad part about this. But yeah. So
this
then
is why we need to see it again.
I know, right? So then the theory is that Doctor Doom then after the cutscene or after the end credit scene is that he kidnaps him, and that leads us to Avengers Doomsday.
Okay,
And he kidnaps him because he wants his powers, but that's all. You're not quite sure.
okay,
In the at the end of the Thunderbolts movie, the rocket ship, the Fantastic Four rocket ship you see there that we thought was going to be the Fantastic Four,
right.
everyone's theorizing now that that might be Doctor Doom in a stolen ship.
Oh,
He may have stolen their ship and then come to our universe somehow, something like that. But I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, we were for sure certain that the Fantastic Four's universe was going to be destroyed by the end of their movie.
yes, yes.
So,
In fact, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Like
right,
their whole world, their world's going to get destroyed and they're going to escape. I
right.
was 100% certain that was going to happen.
Yes, but it's funny though. As the movie's going on, you realize you're like, well, these are superheroes and they're good people. Like, how on earth could you have them escape for their universe to or for their Earth to die? Like, it would not jive. You know what I mean? Like, it would just not have worked out if that had happened.
Yeah, I mean, my only thought was that like they they take off in the ship in an effort to save the world, and somehow it
Yeah,
doesn't.
they could
It
have been. Yeah,
fails. That was
yeah,
my only, a la Darth Vader getting, while like at the end of Star Wars, it gets kind of like thrown off out to the,
no, yeah, right.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
um, but yeah, like I mean, I thought this was better, definitely. Like, because like you said, like it would have been kind of, it would have kind of been a bummer if the
But
whole
right,
universe got destroyed.
right. The Earth just got destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, right. You know,
So yeah, so I like this ending a lot better.
yeah,
Um, but I was sure that either at the end of this movie or so at some point in the post credits, we were at least going to see that ship take off.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was sure we were going to see that, so I was surprised that I was surprised about.
yeah. I know. I mean, I thought I was expecting much more of a direct link, and we
Yeah.
didn't get it. So now it's like, okay, we'll wait and see what happens.
So all right, here's this is one thought, and I think I don't know if I talked to you about this after the movie or not that time,
Uh,
but like so when they get rid of Galactus,
right,
right? They open like some portal or whatever, and they push him through, and he ends up, and Reed says something at one point. He's like, oh, he ends up on the other side of the universe or whatever.
right.
It'll take millions of years to get back here or whatever. Is it possible? So does Doomsday have anything at all to do with Galactus that we are aware, do we know of?
Not that I know, or not that I'm aware
We
of.
think it's just going to be Doom.
Yes,
Okay. All right.
that as far as I know, you
Okay.
know.
Because
So
my only thought was like, well, what if he pushes him through that portal and Galactus ends up popping out in the the universe we know,
right in the 616
in the
universe, right?
616
Yeah,
universe.
I thought that, but then I'm kind of like, then that changes the entire story
Right.
because then it's Galactus again,
Right.
and
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
all right. So I'm thinking they pushed him. He's off the board for now, basically.
Okay. All right. All right.
You know, but I'm not sure, I don't
It
know.
must be just yeah, because I mean it's named Doomsday, so that's why it's got to be just Doom.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know what the story is really. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I mean, there's been several Doctor Doom stories over the years. I can't say I've read very many of them, so I'm not sure if it's based on a certain comic book run or series, or if it's just sort of a, you know,
a conglomeration of
yeah,
a
of a
bunch of
bunch.
storylines.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I'm very curious to see, how they're going to do it and how they're going to drag everybody else into it, basically, because it's a
Yeah,
gigantic Avengers movie. So you have Avengers, you have new Avengers, the Thunderbolts, you have Fantastic Four is going to be involved, and then you have all the X-Men. So that means another other universes, well, Fantastic Four too. So Fantastic Four and the X-Men universe are, they're getting merged in somehow, and
yeah,
it's going to be crazy, but I'm looking forward to it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I want to see how they can pull this off. Like there's a lot of moving pieces, but it should be, it could be very, very cool.
Now, and how many more? Like we have one more movie before Doomsday, or do we have? Or
I
is the
wrote this,
next movie Doomsday?
I wrote this down here. Where do I have it? Here. So as of well, last week when I wrote this stuff down. So Spider-Man 4, which is Spider-Man Brand New Day,
Okay,
is that comes out next July. So July 31st of 26 is Spider-Man 4.
okay,
And then Doomsday comes out in December of 26 on the 18th.
okay,
And then after that, the following December, Avengers Secret Wars comes out. So
okay,
I'm not sure. Basically, Spider-Man and Doomsday, those two are, I mean, all three of them are locked in, but those two are locked in. I think they're the only Marvel movies we're getting. So next year, I think we're going to have two, Spider-Man and then Doomsday, or then
okay.
Avengers. But
Interesting.
between now and then, that's it.
That's it.
Nothing.
So Spider-Man's really got to set up, or is Spider-Man gonna? Because haven't we just recently gotten, like I think in the last like couple of weeks, we've gotten some uh uh rumors about who's going to appear in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Well, they just started shooting this past week, and they showed Tom Holland in the costume. They're not doing a very good job of hiding stuff because there's like video of him, like, he's on top of a tank or something. So like
Yeah.
and then apparently the Punisher is going to be in his movie.
Okay.
And who else? Oh, somebody else was gonna.
Did
There's
I hear?
something.
Yeah, I just heard somebody else. Did I hear Daredevil, or maybe I'm just
I
thinking of Punisher.
I know definitely Punisher. Daredevil might be rumored, but I don't know if I saw confirmation of that.
Okay.
And I feel like there's somebody else. Oh, maybe it's I don't know who I was scrolling
Oh,
through.
was it was Mark Ruffalo?
Oh, that's right. The Hulk.
It
Yep,
was
that's right.
Yeah, it was Mark
Yep.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, so they're saying that the Hulk might be in it. So
Yeah.
maybe they are gonna, like, I don't know. I'm getting conflicting reports because on one hand, I'm like, I heard everyone saying like, oh, Spider-Man's back to basics. It's going to be a very down to earth, very like grounded type of movie. But then on the flip side, you're like, well, Doomsday is right around the corner, and now you got the Punisher and the Hulk showing up.
Yeah.
So not as much the Punisher, but the Hulk's like that's
Yeah.
bigger, and so I'm not sure what they're going to do, but yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know.
All right. So we may not we may not get any other piece of this story really until Doomsday. I mean, Spider-Man might have something.
I would assume
I mean, at
Spider-Man,
least be it
yeah,
would probably at least a post credit.
the post credit for Spider-Man should be something to set up the next one,
Yeah.
But yeah, the Spider-Man could totally just be Spider-Man, just a Spider-Man movie, basically.
Yeah.
Um, I did write down here, let's see.
And I don't know of any TV shows, but at like it's sort of at this point, like with the TV shows, I'm kind of like I don't know that they're really.
I think they're going to be much more like just TV shows.
Yeah,
Like,
they're not really going to be part of this story, I think. That's
right.
how I see it.
Yeah, because Feige, I just saw an interview with him that he said to the effect of like, he goes, "Oh, um, we we were using so many characters from the TV shows in the movies, and that really hurt us, especially the Marvels, because other than Captain Marvel, the other two Marvels were from the TV shows, and not a lot of people were familiar with them. So
Right.
they think that that sort of contributed to why it didn't do so hot. You know,
Yeah. I don't think you should introduce. It's one thing if you have a TV show and you're continuing a story of a character you already know, but I
right?
don't know that you should introduce a character that you intend to use in the movies in a TV show.
Yeah, you know, and if you do, you got to do it like basically you have to almost repeat it for the movie. It's like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
oh, they all right, I'm glad you watched the show, glad you know her, but we got a bunch of other people here,
Yeah.
so now we have to reintroduce the character. And you know, I feel like Marvels they didn't do that. They just popped you in there,
Yeah.
and you know, and like we you know, we had watched everything, so we're like, "Oh, okay." But you know, a lot of people are like, "What is going on here?" you know, especially the
And
general public that does that,
yeah. And that's a real bummer because because I loved Moon Knight. I really liked
oh
that show a
yeah.
lot, and I
Yeah.
would love to see that character in the Marvel universe, but I just don't know if we'll ever get it now.
No, I don't think
You
so.
know, it's
Right.
kind of a bummer
Yeah. Yeah.
because he's a
Um,
really interesting character, and what's his name? Who's the actor?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is a great
Oh
actor.
yeah, yeah.
He'd be a great addition, but I just don't know that they're going to go that route. You know?
Yeah, I don't I mean if there's still talk of a season 2 maybe for that, so it's like, you know, but I don't know, but we're saying all this, but then, you know, they're bringing the Punisher into the Spider-Man movie. You know, so it's kind of
Yeah, it's
like
true. But I mean, he's been around
he's
though.
been around for a while too, and it's the Punisher. He's not. There's not a lot of. You don't have to explain very much with him. You know,
Right.
who is
Like
he?
there's not a whole lot of like the background's not super
Yeah,
deep.
he's a
Yeah.
vigilante. He kills people. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean, and that's kind of all you need to know. Whereas like Moon Knight, you're like, well, what is he? You know, like
Right, right,
he's
right.
an Egyptian god, or like you know, or whatever he goes on there. Um, yeah, so maybe that's also what they're thinking.
See, that's a shame. If that's plays out that way, that's a shame because that I thought that was one of the better shows.
Yeah. And
And
it was
and
neat. It had a lot to,
yeah,
it had a lot of like there's a lot of lore there and a lot of neat stuff
yeah,
going on there and you know the whole split personality thing and there's a lot of cool stuff there.
yeah,
I would like to see them bring him back, but I don't yeah, who knows if they're going
yeah,
to do that or not.
yeah. I mean,
Um
he didn't have a chair when they did the whole
no.
Doomsday thing. So
Yeah. So I do have here written down just for Marvel, Ironheart came and went. And I did see that. We talked briefly about it, but
yeah,
I would say it was not nearly as terrible as I thought it was going to be. Uh,
okay,
there were elements I liked. There were elements that are okay, but it wasn't that bad. It's 6 episodes, so if you're looking for something to watch, check it out. You know,
okay,
it's not a slog. I didn't dislike it, so that was good. And you know, and I like I said, the elements of it I did find myself enjoying.
okay.
And then Eyes of Wakanda came out August 1st. It's a cartoon.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
I did watch it. It's 4 episodes. Um, it's sort of like takes place in it's a historical type of thing, and they go and there's various people that are trying to track down Wakandan artifacts to bring back to Wakanda.
Uh-huh.
Eh, it was it was
Okay,
I found it forgettable. You
okay,
know, I think some people, if you're really invested in Wakanda or you're really like all that stuff, it might have done, you know, hit it with you more. But for me, I'm like, you know, it didn't really,
right,
it was kind of lost on me. For Halloween, we have Marvel Zombies coming out, which is another cartoon.
okay.
And then at Christmas time, we have Wonder Man, and that's
Oh,
with I can't remember the guy's name.
didn't he get introduced? He got introduced at some point, didn't he?
He now in one of the shows they had posters up of Nathan Fillion as Wonder Man,
Oh,
but I think it was in I can't remember what show, what one of the shows, and it was like a gag, but this is a different actor now. It's going to be a different Wonder
okay,
Man, stuff like
okay.
that. So they're the things that are for this year. Next year we have apparently the Vision has a show coming out.
Hmm,
The Punisher is getting a special, and then we have Daredevil too, and that's what they have scheduled for next year.
okay. Huh,
So
interesting.
yeah, so there's stuff going on, but I like I said, I think or like we were saying, I think it's much more going to be either the cartoons are one thing, but then it's going to be like Wonder Man's going to be like a TV show. You know,
Yeah,
Daredevil's a TV show. Now we might see Daredevil bounce around and Punisher bounce around in the movies, maybe, but you know, I think it's going to be more. yeah, a little bit, keep them a little bit more separated, like than they were doing initially.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like we're going to get like the next. We may get some reference or in Spider-Man, but I don't think we're based on what you just
no,
said. We're not going to get any part of this story again
no.
until Doomsday comes out.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I'm just looking at the list again. I mean, Wonder Man's going to be standalone, it has to be.
Yeah,
Vision, same thing. I mean, maybe,
Daredevil's not really dealing with any of this stuff.
yeah, right, Punisher, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think, I bet you we'll get, yeah, I bet you the Spider-Man movie, especially because they're saying it's down to earth, I bet you that'll be a Spider-Man movie, and then I bet you the end credits for that will be, it will be Doom. Like, here we go.
Yeah,
I would hope anyway.
yeah. Okay.
Um, but that could also be different too, because I mean, Spider-Man, Sony, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, are they going to put some big, huge thing at the end of the Spider-Man movie for? I guess they probably would, because they're whatever their agreement is, they seem to share
Yeah.
and be not, But who knows?
Maybe we just get the Hulk in the post-credit scene.
It could be
I
something
mean,
like
we
that.
just heard the rumor I read was that just that he was going to be in it in some
Yeah,
fashion, or he may be in it in some fashion. So
that could be,
maybe that's what it. Maybe that's when he shows up.
yeah, maybe right. Whether end credits or, I mean, depending on how the movie plays out, it could be at the end of the movie, like,
Yeah.
oh, and that could get the ball rolling there or something. But now, if I remember correctly, Spider-Man is not going to be in Doomsday. Like, his name
Oh,
wasn't
he's
on
not
Tom Holland. His name wasn't on the chairs, so I don't know.
really. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't. I didn't. I assumed he was going to be in it. Oh,
yeah, I
interesting.
I did too, and I just remembered that his name was not on the chairs. And at one point, there was a rumor that Spider-Man's movie was supposed to take place at the same time as Avengers Doomsday and sort of show what else was going on. But now I can't. It's coming out before it, so I can't imagine that's what it's going to be. I mean, you can't.
Right.
Why would you spoil Avengers Doomsday by having Spider-Man already be part of it, type of thing? And his,
Right. Right. Right.
so.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I know, So yeah,
Good.
we'll have
Yeah.
to see. We'll have to see.
Wait to see. But yeah, if you haven't seen Fantastic Four, and I know it's been out for a long time now at this point, but
Yeah,
it's
right.
really good. I think it's still doing really well in the theaters. Like I think it's like it I think it did really well its opening weekend. I mean, no, none of these movies are doing as well as they used to do
Right.
pre-COVID, but
Yeah, yeah.
um, like
Yeah.
as new movies go, I think it's doing pretty well.
I think so. I think I've heard, I mean, had a big drop to the second week, but
Yeah,
most of the Marvel movies, they
yeah, they all
always,
do that
they
now.
all do that, and then, I mean, it's rare for something to have legs and, to keep going.
Yeah,
So, that's the movie business now. So,
yeah, it's
but,
just it's totally different than it used to be.
oh, totally right. But yeah, if you're looking for something fun to go watch, I mean, it's good. It was a very, positive, uplifting, or, like, it was a good
Yeah, it
movie.
was fun. It was a lot.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was a
a
lot
fun
of good,
movie.
nice, fun movie, and you don't need to know anything about, like, if you're worried about, a lot of people have Marvel fatigue and, oh, what do I need to know about before I go to see this? Nothing. You don't need to know anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really, truly.
Very,
It doesn't really not like nothing. It doesn't really connect to any of the other films, and at this,
sorry, go ahead.
like there's no piece of the story that you won't understand because you didn't see any other
Right.
films.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just kind of a standalone thing.
Yeah. So I saw my dog's back here on the floor making noises, and I didn't know he was back there. I'm like, what?
Uh,
Like, what is going on behind me?
nice.
Yeah. So, all
So,
right. So that
uh,
does it for Fantastic
yeah, you
Four.
ready to move on?
Yeah.
We'll go to